Well, oh boy. All right. I think it's fair to say that Aaron has put himself in a bad situation, and this response, I will give him some points. He was being brutally honest that Miriam and Nora are a bunch of stupid propagandists. I agree, Aaron. They've been lying. The problem is they were lying for you, and they were lying about Mike Rinder, which you supported and amplified. But it's a very interesting back and forth. So some older subscribers know the situation, but newer subscribers will be a little puzzled because it is very complicated. Keeping things very, very, very brief. Essentially, Nora was in Scientology for a long time, as was Miriam and Aaron. But Aaron did not suffer too much in Scientology. He did suffer a little bit, but it's pretty small. Miriam and Nora are much more difficult, controversial cases. And I'm going to get into more things with them down the road because, again, like anybody, their stories can be questioned and should be questioned. But good faith, essentially, Miriam, and again, this is YouTube, so I have to be very careful with the language. Miriam was, what's the word, victimized by her father. And there should be an upcoming case involving her. So hopefully we'll learn the fuller picture of what happened. But good faith, she was victimized by her father. And Nora was victimized because she was gay in Scientology. It's also a little bit more complicated because Nora joined as an adult. So it's a little complicated. So essentially what happened is Miriam put up a post, which frankly was a bunch of bad propaganda. And I was originally going to focus the video just on detailing the bad propaganda and her many contradictions and hypocrisies. But what's interesting is Aaron chose to respond because Miriam directly criticized Aaron for, quote, failing to be a good president of a foundation and for, quote, attacking ex-Scientologists. And she's clearly talking about Nora. So she feels that Aaron is abusive and dangerous. And I agree, but I don't think he's abusive and dangerous because he's talking about Nora or talking about Miriam. It's much bigger than that. So the framework is very deceptive, and that's just who Miriam is. Again, she does some good work, but mostly it's bad work. I don't trust her. I don't like her. I think she's a phony, and I hope she has some justice in this world, but really, she's misleading people, and this is very misleading as well. So again, Aaron made some good points responding to these lies, but then, of course, as usual, he's bringing in his own propaganda and distorting the issues. But before we do a deep dive into his insanity, I found it astonishing and shocking, and I don't want to use this person's name, so we're going to keep it vague because it's very, very tricky. If you want a little bit more, because it's a very disturbing idea and a very disturbing set of circumstances, you'll have to join the channel memberships because I want to be a little bit more careful with the channel members. I will eventually do videos on this, but I want to be very careful. But he blatantly admits to, well, it's not a rumor. I know this for a fact, but we're going to be nice. It's an accusation that he was blackmailing an ex-Scientologist to stay silent. He blatantly admits, yes, I did do that. And he says his defense is, oh, this guy threatened to expose me. I don't respond well to threats, so I had to do it. Oh, by the way, this guy just was giving factual information. And nowhere does Aaron deny this is factual. So the threat was, please stop hurting me, or I'm going to tell the truth about you. And Aaron's like, oh, I don't respond well, though. Now I'm going to hurt you, too. Even though all his information was factual, as far as we can see. And the things he was doing was very, very questionable. And Aaron's defense is, well, that was 4 years ago. So apparently extortion and blackmail of an ex-Scientologist who was victimized as a young child. Yeah. But to be fair, Aaron isn't really sensitive about children at all because he told Miriam directly, I don't really care about you. I don't really care about your case, which we all knew. We know he didn't care. But he's blatantly telling Miriam, you have no higher standard. You have no moral standing here. Okay, well, wait a minute. Are you saying that you don't believe her story that she was victimized as a child? You have evidence she's lying about this, or she made it all up, or something's wrong with the case? Or you do believe her, but you don't care about her? But that can't be right because, okay, and again, listen, we're stuck with the fact that Aaron occasionally tells the truth, but for the most part, he's a pathological liar. I'm just going to deal with one massive lie and contradiction. And this really upset me months ago. So there was a controversy with Emily Armstrong. that she joined Linkin Park. And part of the controversy was true. She is involved in Scientology. How much? We don't know. I already went into that. We're going to do more on Emily Armstrong. I'm just noting one insane thing. So in his response to Emily Armstrong, Aaron went into this whole big tirade about child victims and said, Emily Armstrong, how could you stay silent? The children victimized. Well, technically, Miriam would qualify as a child victim, right? As far as I know, Emily and her don't have direct contact. However, he was invoking the children being victimized. But he's telling Miriam, you don't have any moral standing here. So you don't think child victims matter. But with Emily Armstrong, you were yelling and screaming, Emily Armstrong, I will always do videos on you, exposing your silence. How dare you betray the child victims? So I know he's lying to me. I know this is complete hypocrisy, but he went on this whole thing about how Emily Armstrong's really evil. You have a responsibility, Emily, to the child victims. And he's blatantly saying in this response, no, he doesn't. He doesn't care. In fact, he has no responsibility to the ex-Scientologist. Okay, so why do you care? Or why are you bringing them up? I mean, listen, I get it. He brings up Emily Armstrong to make money. He's a complete pathological liar and a moron. So I don't care what he says about Emily Armstrong. I know he's lying to me, but he did this. This is a public video. So you just blatantly lied? You just blatantly lied. Okay, let's get to his response. So he's saying that Miriam does propaganda, and specifically propaganda for Nora. Correct. And she's lying about him. Also correct. She's really distorting things, and she's being extremely hypocritical. She's saying Aaron needs to stop hurting people. Aaron needs to stop lying. Aaron needs to be more sensitive. But Nora, the most Miriam says is, I don't agree with Nora on everything. That's it. Well, do you publicly criticize her? Have you put out a video challenging her, fact-checking her, showing she lies many times in her videos? Again, I don't like Aaron at this point. Aaron has tried to copyright this channel and destroy the channel. So I have to be very careful. I'm not joking. I have 2 strikes. One more strike, the channel gets terminated. Those are the rules. And I know what he's doing. And I know why he's doing it. Because I'm fact-checking him. It's not even the commentaries. I'm fact-checking. And the facts are devastating. They just show he's a monster. So he's getting angry. But I just want to point this out. Just for this video. Because this response was incredible. It's insane what he's admitting to. So, well, we know this already. He's incredibly insensitive. He doesn't really care about the victims. He's just a complete monster. He's just a piece of garbage. But here's what I found shocking, is that the challenge he had for Miriam is like, you never say anything about Nora. What about Nora's abuse? What about Nora? Hours and hours of hatred. Aaron, in my videos, I explicitly criticized Nora precisely on this point. I just did a video criticizing Nora on this point. But you're trying to copyright strike this channel and destroy the channel. Now, to do a copyright strike, just to tell people, I don't want to go through all the mechanics of YouTube, you have to specify. So it's definitely him. I can show this is him. This is Aaron. It's his channel. He has to put in this complete. So I literally have met this standard. He says, you're a complete hypocrite, Miriam. All you do is propaganda. Blah, blah, blah. You're a liar. Oh, come on. What about Nora? I criticize Nora. I have said Nora is lying. She's specifically lying about Aaron several times. I have said that. But you're trying to destroy this channel. So even that's a lie. Even that's a complete lie. Say, I would love to see you criticize Nora. I have, Aaron. I have. You're trying to destroy. Like, this makes no sense. He says, well, it's really easy to attack me and agree with Nora. I agree, Aaron. That is very easy. I didn't do that. I said, I'm going to disagree with Aaron. I'm not going to disagree with Nora. They are both lying to you. Right? He's clearly implying in this text, in this response, I'd like to see somebody be consistent. I was. You're punishing me for that. Is it really about copyright? No, because embedded, and this is where it gets so incredible, he has violated copyright and trademark and intellectual property. Right? And I'll give Nora this, when she pulled the same trick on him, he starts yelling and screaming. It's like, guys, I woke up, she did a copyright strike. Well, apparently, it's a technicality, but, there you go. Apparently, Nora set something up on StreamYard, right? I already dealt with this. There was an interview he did with Catherine, an ex-Scientologist. And apparently it was through StreamYard. Nora set it up, so the copyright goes to her, right? It's on his channel, but technically she produced the video. So she's like, oh, I actually have copyright. I'm going to use a copyright strike. Now, I agree with Aaron. That's kind of violating the spirit, right? That's not the way it was constructed. She doesn't care. Neither does he. Neither does he. It seems, I mean, it's cynical. She does have the copyright. Now he's like, oh, oh, oh. Well, Aaron, it's about copyright, right? Why are you complaining? So it's like, this is where we are with Aaron. Like, he has no standard. Like, nothing. Oh, I don't care about your moralities. I don't care if you're a victim. Oh, you're ex-Scientology. I don't care about that either. All we have is, like, it's all about him. It's like, the question is, do I, Aaron Smith-Levin, benefit? That's it. It's not even narcissism. It is complete, full-blown dictator. That's all. He just walks around with a dictator brain. The question for me, guys, is this. Making fun of Tom Cruise, will it help me? Okay, yes, I will do it. Make fun of Zero Dark Nora? Yeah, I'll do it. Make fun of the churches and the Scientology? Yeah, sure. Talk about my lying? No, that doesn't work. No, I don't. Or talk to Miriam about my lying? No, that's not going to work for me either. Okay, so why don't you just call yourself growing up a Scientologist dictator? Because that's really what you are. It just seems what you are. You are literally just a very shallow version of L. Ron Hubbard, right? But good or bad, L. Ron at least wrote, they're not good books, but 50 to 100 books. I mean, the guy put some work in. I mean, he's still crazy and stupid. You say, why do people believe his crazy nonsense? Well, the guy wrote like 100 books. Some people say it's impressive. I'm still like, reading what I've read by him, it's not very impressive. What is Aaron doing to attract people to his cult? Say, I am the dictator, you my slaves. Okay, what do we get in exchange? Oh, you get my great commentaries where I lie about everything. Right. Well, I'll wait for the movie. Anyway, so yeah, it's a pathetic response, and it's very shocking. He admits to all kinds of things. I mean, he can't really hide from it, but it's shocking. He just blatantly admits, I really don't really care about other people. I'm just, it's me, my foundation. I do what I want with my foundation. No, Aaron. There are rules. You're breaking the rules. It's going to catch up. We know it's going to catch up. Stop acting so cute. But I do agree, Miriam has no place to criticize you because she is just as bad. That much is true.